Hello everyone, and welcome back to the Hammered Corner. In today's video, we have the 6th episode of my Coin Collector Chronicles, where I talk to well-known collectors about their coins and experiences whilst collecting. Don't forget to leave a like on the video, and be sure to head on over to my playlists for lots more numismatic content. So without further ado, please enjoy the 6th episode with Peter Darzen. I'm really sorry Peter if I butchered that.
Hi guys, I'm Peter Dazen. I'm from Belgium, and I'm a medieval coin collector. I spend a lot of time on the English groups as well, and I'm a moderator, administrator at Marriott Coins, so loads of people must know me, and I help out detectorists from the UK that find continental medieval coins and stuff. Because I have loads of books. So yeah, that's basically me. Always there to help other people out.
And how and when did you get into collecting coins?
Well, it all started when I was really young. I think at the age of 5 or 6, because my grandpa, he always was into history. And wherever we went, he told me stories about like the Middle Ages and stuff like that. And then once in a while, when we visited a museum, I always was attracted to the coin cabinets. And I rolled into it. It first started with the normal currency of countries we visited on holidays. But then at the age of 12, I got my first medieval coin, which I found digging in a little pile of dirt in France.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, just looking for some pot shards and stuff like that. And then I found a medieval coin. And then later on the age of 18, I got my first metal detector. And then it all started. I found loads of Belgian coins, Flemish coins from all centuries, basically. So from the 12th up to modern times. And because I live in Flanders, I wanted to start collecting as well. And I started a collection of medieval Flemish coins from the Duchy of Flanders. Mm-hmm. Unfortunately, due to a bankruptcy I had a couple of years ago, I had to sell my collection. That was mainly a collection of Petit Maille de Flandre. It's really small coins, 10 up until 12 millimeters big. I had quite a lot, but bankruptcy made me sell them. And then October 2018, I got back into the collection. And then I chose my collection area. And that is the 11th century, well, also a bit 10th century, portrait dinars of the Saxonian and Franconian imperial era. And that basically means part of France, Germany, the Netherlands, Belgium, part of Switzerland, and Bohemia, stuff like that.
So this is the first coin collector video where I'm doing an interview with someone who doesn't collect English coins. So I know that you sell a lot of Saxon coins, English coins. That's why you're on the English groups.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I do. Because I picked my my collection area, well defined. It's 11th century, and Saxon coinage is also 10th, 11th century. So being on the continent, I also encounter a lot of Anglo-Saxon coins when I'm on the look for my coin collection, and it makes me buy my own coins. I can sometimes buy them cheap from detectorists or on auctions, and then I sell them to fund my own collection.
So I know you said that you've now narrowed down your collection. You know who you want to collect. So what monarch is your favourite?
Well, before the bankruptcy, it was mainly 12th century. The Mayas are 12th century, but I'm still fond of Flanders. The only thing in the area I collect now, Flanders dinars are so expensive. Yeah, they are. First of all, you have to know coinage isn't like the Saxon coins. Saxon coins always come most of the time well centered, well struck. And in my collection area, they're off center, weak spots, loads of pack marks. because and then if you can find a Flanders dinar, a portrait dinar in my area, yeah, there's most of the time they're 3,000 plus.
Oh wow!
Yeah, I saw your face. Yeah, yeah, that is.
Is that
Flanders dinar
Is that because of rarity, or is that because of demand, or?
it is because of rarity. Um, Also, living in Flanders, and I detect in Flanders, the possibility of finding one with a detector is almost nihil. You, because the history of this coinage is that it was used as a trading currency, and not being the coin, but the weight in silver. So the most areas where you can find hoards or single coins of my collection area are the Baltics, then Bohemia, like Poland, Czech Republic, and also the Scandinavian countries, because we traded them with fur, cloth, wool, and they took it back home, and then they just piled it up, being a treasure. And all the coins minted in our regions basically all went there.
Oh wow! And so this one sort of is a bit of a tricky one to answer because you sold your collection. So before you had to sell all your coins, what coin was in your collection the longest? How long had you kept that coin, do you think?
Well, the longest, as I started at the age of 18, and I sold my collection. I think it was 8 years ago, something like that. 8 years ago, it was a Flanders petit maille from the city of Ghent. It was the first coin I bought for that collection, and it depicted a small armored knight, the head of it, and on the back it had a small cross. Yeah, I still feel not well having to sell my collection, but started now again with this collection.
Yeah.
Way more interesting, really, because there's so much research to be done. There's so much unrecorded types. Every single day there's new stuff popping up, and it's a sport for me to spot those unrecorded ones. And
as like an added question, what differences do you see between the sort of English market of coins and the Flemish market of coins? What sort of differences? Is it quite kind of the same?
You mean the market on being selling or collecting?
Yeah, just both. Just both. Just I've never really looked into the continental sort of area of collecting. So,
well, for my area, I picked this one because the diversity. When I look to English coinage, I see loads of similar designs. Mm-hmm. Like for example, the Groats and Edward's Groats, that they all look the same to me. It's the same portraits. So even if it's 5 different monarchs, you have that same bust with the crown and the curly locks and stuff like that. And that is because I also collected for a while continental sterlings, but it turned me off at the end because not enough diversity. And I had my book Mayhew, continental sterlings of the Edwardian type, but that kind of collection was just ticking off the box. I have that one. Okay, yeah, up to the next one. But the one I now collect is like, oh, new stuff. Oh, it's not in books. I have to research my own. So it keeps me more busy and it's more interesting. But then, yeah, comparing English continental, English coins are expensive as well.
Yeah, they are.
Especially when you go to Anglo-Saxon coins. And then, basically, it's all about what you want to collect. I can go expensive as well in my collection, and probably I will, but later on when I have all the less expensives in my collection. So yeah, there's a difference, but I notice a lot that English don't easily collect continental coins.
I struggle. I wouldn't even know where to start, because I think the English monarchy for me is quite easy to know because I'm English, obviously, and I learnt it at school. But then going over to sort of the continental, I would have to put a lot of time in and a lot of help.
It is. But yeah, there's some affordable areas with really attractive coins on the continent, and it's so diverse. And that's why you have to pick a well-defined area. Because I first thought I'm going to collect 11th century portrait dinas, but it's immense because you have Spain, Italy, all the European countries. They have 11th century portrait dinas, and that's impossible. And that's why I picked the Saxonian and Franconian imperial area.
And what would you say is your favorite memory of coin collecting?
Well, my favorite memory of coin collecting, when I found my first medieval coin in that pile of dirt. But recently, it is the discovery of, well, it's combined with metal detecting and coin collecting. I recently discovered 2 unrecorded coins from Flanders. They're just out of my collecting area because they're early 12th century. But that was the most favorite memory, because I found one January this year, and I found one this month.
Oh, fantastic.
And it's 2 different types, and both are unrecorded. And that the excitement of finding it is like, whoa. And then researching it, it was even more whoa, because the experts couldn't help me in the beginning, and they're still speculating. Where was it minted? How old is it? Because it's single finds. You can't help it out with other coins found in a hole or something like that. That was for me the favorite memory of my.
And do you in Belgium have a equivalent to a flow? Do you have to report those unrecorded?
We have to report all our finds. We also need a license to do metal detecting.
Okay.
Yeah, and it's not for the whole of Belgium, because we're in Flanders, so we have to apply for a license with it's called in Flemish onroerend erfgoed, so heritage, and the French-speaking part, that's a whole different law concerning metal detecting, and then the German part, there you can't detect, mostly because of the war.
Oh, okay, yeah, makes sense.
World War II, too much ammunition, stuff like that. But yeah, and then once you found your stuff, you have to report each and every single find.
Oh, that's interesting. Thank you for that. And I've got sort of 2 questions in one. So, what is the rarest coin that you've ever had, and the most expensive coin you've ever had? I only say those together because they might marry into the same coin, perhaps.
Well, the rarest coin I have in my collection now is a Flanders portrait dinar. I was amazed because it was on sale on a Polish auction site, and there's there's one Bible I have, and it's by Dr. Peter Illich, and it's about the dinars in the Belgian region, and he had that exact coin as a reference coin. And it was mentioned in the book that at that time it was in a Russian private collection. But I bought it quite cheap, in my opinion, because it was the only known specimen.
Oh, wow.
Funny enough, that coin, I bought it at the e-auction. It was for sale a couple of years before on a whole auction of the same auction company, and it didn't sell.
Oh, what? Oh.
Yeah, it didn't sell, and now I had it for 2 bids above starting price. And I contacted Dr. Peter Illich about this coin, and he asked me straight away the weight, the diameter, because he never had that coin in his hands writing his book. He just received pictures from the guy who had it, and that was it. So that is, for me, the most rarest coin. And being Flanders, it's one of my most favorite coins as well.
And what would you say your most expensive coin that you've had?
Well, the most expensive coin I bought this year, it's a portrait dinar of the Emperor Otto III. That one is a 10th century because it's situated between 983 and 996. It's from the Maasland region. So the Maas is a river that runs through the Netherlands and Belgium. And on the front, on the obverse, it has the portrait of Otto III, and on the reverse, it has the Cologne monogram. So the city of Cologne in Germany. I paid €1,000 for that one. That is the most expensive in terms of what I paid for, because I was lucky enough to buy, up until now, already a couple of coins that were well below
what the
market value.
Yeah.
For example, I bought a €25 coin that probably is well worth above €2,000.
Oh wow! Was that like online because someone didn't know what it was, or?
Oh yeah, because there's some bargains to be made on eBay, but also in my area, I collect. There's bargains to be made at auction houses as well, because sometimes they really fuck up. Sorry for my language, but they ID the coin falsely, and when I look better into it, I see that it's not correct, and that it's either a completely different monarch, or it's either a completely different mint, or it's completely different than what they say. And then I go look up in the books, and sometimes I can't find it. And that means it's an unrecorded one.
Oh, fantastic!
So
it just goes to show you can't really take what auction houses describe the coins as gospel. You have to.
Yeah, I have to. Every single coin that I collect, I have to take my books, because 9 out of 10, it's not always, or it's not fully ID'd. There's some details that are missing, or it's completely different. And that's why I love this area, because there's so much research involved.
And you don't get that in England. You don't get like every coin you find unrecorded. It would always be the same coin, more or less, that's been recorded.
Wouldn't it?
Yeah, I get it, but yeah, that brings me to the point that the Spink book, that I don't really like that book, because that's also the difference I noticed for some UK collectors, that they go by the Spink number. And a Spink number, for when I see it for Anglo-Saxon coins, a Ethelred the second Lone Cross, either it is minted by Edwulf or I don't know what moneyers it is, and even different mints, it's the same spink number. There is over 20 different mints for that coin. There's over 50 different money years, and you all put them on the one single spink number. That's just crazy.
So lastly, I'm going to ask this a bit differently. So instead of giving me advice on newbies, what advice would you give to the English collectors out there who are watching this video who might be interested in starting in the same collection as yours but won't know where to start? What advice would you give them?
Well, first of all, don't come into my area. I don't like to come.
Don't steal your coins.
So, no, but honestly, the advice I give for every collector is first buy the book. Once you figured out what you would be interested in, go get yourself the book, because how are you possible to buy coins if you don't know what the background is, what the possibilities are, what the varieties are? That is my first advice. And then my second advice is, if you want to not just collect but become numismatic, pick a well-defined area. Like, for example, one single monarch, and then you go, or one single type, and then you go by all the different varieties. Because I notice a lot that there's not a lot of UK collectors on the UK coins then that go by varieties. They go by the type. I have the type, I'm happy. That's not for me, because I have, for example, different coins where I have already 6-7 different varieties, and I'm still looking into acquiring other varieties on it, because that's part of the research. And once you did that, it will bring you joy. And also stick to your area. Don't get tempted to go look by the neighbors like, that's interesting. No, just stick to your area. And I know it's frustrating, because at a certain moment, there will be a period of time you won't find anything on the market for your niche. But yeah, just give yourself a budget. And if every month, for example, £500, I don't know what the budgets are, but if that month you don't obtain a coin for your collection, just set it aside. The next month you can buy one for £1,000, and then it piles up. And then at the end, maybe because your 6 months there was nothing available for your collection area, you have £3,000, and then there's a beautiful gold coin you never thought you would be able to buy, but you have that £3,000 because you saved up and you didn't spend it on other coins that don't really fit your collection. And that's the main rule.
Well, that's some great advice, because I think it's very easy when you can't find a coin you want. It's very easy just to go, okay, I'll just buy that. I'll just get that because I want to spend my money, isn't it?
Yeah, it's the same with me. I had a certain period, that I couldn't find what I wanted, and then I started looking into Byzantine gold coins, and I was like, oh yeah, that's nice. But I stuck to my area, and I said, no, you're not buying, because the money you spend on those coins, you can't spend on your main collection area. And that is the trick, guys. Give yourself a budget, and then you don't find anything, set it aside, pile up, and then you'll buy your dream coin
one day. All right, well, lovely, Peter. Thank you very much for coming on and explaining everything. So thank you for coming on.
And I only can encourage people to, sometimes look into continental coinage as well. I'm not saying Brits and UK residents are too patriotic to go look on the continent, but there's such a wide variety of coinage, and they are all beautiful. So maybe I have some followers now.
Yeah.
Or some outbidders. I think they'll be on the Flemish auction sites.
Yeah.
Making those expensive coins even more expensive. All right, mate. Well, thank you very much, and I'll see you soon.
Okay, see you soon, Luke.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
So there we have it. Big thanks to Peter for coming on the channel and for sharing his experiences with us all. It was great to have an international coin collector on the channel. Please get in contact if interested. No amount of experience is needed. I can only keep this series going with your help. Now thank you all for watching, and as always, keep collecting.